lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, show recap prediction sports
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
What's up, everybody? It's EVP from the EVP Show. We're live for your Raw Recap the night after SummerSlam. Hopefully you guys had a good Monday. I have a really, really bad headache. It was a good show. A lot of energy tonight. You can tell that they are really paying attention to everything online. So sorry, I'm just posting it online. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. A lot of surprises tonight. Becky's back. Stephanie's back. Big Cass came back tonight. Glad to see. Me and Kyle actually talked about that on Queens of WWE Wednesday. About what we felt like would be great for Liv. Obviously, I didn't never think Becky was coming back as a face, but I did know that she is wrapping up the end of her contract. Yeah, I was just talking about you, Kyle. Me and you talked about that Wednesday. We both talked about it. I think I asked you, or you asked me. I don't remember. I would have to go back and listen to the stream, but I said Becky coming back to challenge Liv. And obviously that looks like where they're going with it, which is pretty crazy. I love that she's coming back as a face. I think that makes the most sense. They need some more baby faces on the roster. Bailey is pretty much a goner, it looks like, at this point. Haven't seen her. So it was great. It was great to see Stephanie by quarterback. They're probably going to have some sort of number one contenders match, I would think. I don't know, or it could be a triple threat. That's probably the best way to do it. It's just to make it a triple threat. Obviously, Becky, Stephanie, and Liv. I don't know if they do it at Sunday night's main event. They could. Hope they hold off till Money in the Bank because I'll be there. So, truthfully, I would love to see a triple threat. But I'm glad she's back. Like I said, she's on the back end of her contract, so it's good to see her back as a babyface, and it's good to see some baby faces back on Raw. So yeah, I knew Kyle was gonna be the first one in here. I knew he was gonna be happy. I'm just pulling up some stuff really quick. It was a long weekend. It was a lot of wrestling. SummerSlam was very, very, very draining. So glad to start a new week. Sorry, I'm just pulling up my notes, guys. Now, it looks like Roman's working AAA, which is absolutely crazy. But we know why, because WWE is going to try to counter program AEW. I believe Worlds Collide's on my birthday. I'm looking that up right now. September 13th, I believe. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I can see Roman and Penta. Obviously. Oh shit, I got some people in here. I can see Roman and Penta at Worlds Collide. I'll find out tomorrow. I'll definitely know before Sunday. Shout out to Kyle, and tomorrow I'll be live with Kyle at 8 p.m. Eastern for, well, no, shit, I think I'm thinking tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm sorry, Kyle. Tomorrow I'll be live for NXT, so not till Wednesday. What's up, Blue Gotti? Good to see you. We're gonna get Becky and Roxanne. I believe we will as a babyface. You've been wanting that, so yeah, we kind of called it out. So I like to see that the man has come around. I don't mean to just call. Got to see Becky and Stephanie. Yeah, I had no idea Becky was coming back. I had no idea. I knew Stephanie was coming back, but I had no idea Becky was. That was definitely a surprise for me as well. So before we get started, just want to kind of touch on a couple of things. Try to be as professional as possible. Sorry, I'm reading into it. So just kind of touch on a couple of things really quick. First time I get to talk about Becky on Wednesday. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Looking forward to that. I don't know why I keep thinking tomorrow's Wednesday. So I hate to even bring this kind of stuff up, but I'm gonna try to keep this as professional as possible. So, first time I get to talk, yeah. So we're live, obviously. Just a couple of quick things, guys. I do appreciate everything you guys do. Coming in. I stream a lot. Try to stream, put out as much content for you guys as possible. As far as the stuff that goes on Sunday Night Scoops and in the Scoops of News channel, if you guys don't like me, I'm just, like I said, I'm going to try to just I have to be professional. I work for a company that's well known, so I have to watch what I say. But if you guys don't like me or don't like my content or don't believe anything that I say, then don't come to my shows. I see people that come in my shows and then they want to run their mouth and all that. I'm not going to engage in all that in a chat, or I'm not going to really engage in it here. Just don't come back to my shows, period. Don't watch it. Don't come asking me for my Discord link and all of that. If you don't believe any of my news, if you think I'm stealing it, then and you're in the Discord, then you can leave the Discord. I put an announcement in there today that nobody's to post any more news from False Finish or Slice or any of that because I don't want to see it. I'm already tied to all of that from a few weeks ago. All that stuff's kind of died down. I haven't talked to Corey. I post my stuff in there. People pay for it. People are happy that's in the Discord. So, whether I'm first, whether I'm last, it really doesn't matter to me at the end of the day. What matters is the people that's in the Discord and the people that are paying. So if you don't believe me or you have a problem with my news, then don't show up to my shows. Unsubscribe to my YouTube channel. That's probably the best thing you can do. Because I'm not gonna take a verbal beating in a Twitter GC chat. Trying to get me riled up because maybe last year you may have been able to do it, but it's not gonna work at the end of the day. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Like I said, you can believe what you want. Believe that I put the shit in there. The people that's in there see it. I try to post it as early as possible. Sometimes I get right. Probably 85 to 90% of the stuff I post is right, but I do get shit wrong. They change stuff, and sometimes I just get it wrong. I thought Bronson Reed was showing up tonight, but he didn't. So, I have to take the L on that. But there's a lot of stuff that I post in there, and if I was getting a lot of shit wrong, then you think people would be paying me 6 months in advance? I don't know. I don't have a lot of people, but I have over 20 for sure in 1 month. So just try to, you guys, I don't know. It's like a personal vendetta or something. Like, I don't know. I don't know who you are. I know you've been in my shows before, but If you don't like me, don't come to my show. Period. I don't have time to argue and be dramatic and all that. But if you don't like me, then don't come to my shows. Like, hit that unsubscribe button and just don't come. You guys, I can see who comes anyway. So, but it's just that simple, guys. If you don't believe me, if you think that I'm a fraud, if you think I'm stealing people's shit, don't come to my shows. I see you coming in the scoop show. You've been in a Raw. You've been in a scoop show. Like, stop. Just don't come in. Just stop coming to my shows. Period. That's the most polite, professional way that I can really put it. I'm not going to engage in that kind of activity. But there's a lot of people that I don't like in the community, but you just kind of have to deal with them. You can't. I'm not gonna go around and get in their DMs and shit. I'm 45 years old. At the end of the day, I'm just not gonna do it. So if you don't like me, don't watch my show. Don't come to Scoops. If you're in my Discord, get out. Leave. Don't come back. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. That's about as riled up as I'm gonna get when it comes to that. Because I really don't give a shit what you think or anybody thinks, truthfully, because I know what I'm doing and I know that I'm putting out the news. And like I said, the people in the Discord are happy. And, if they wasn't, then I wouldn't have 22 members and 19 are paid up till like February. So, I don't really know what else to tell you. I mean, they understand that I'm not going to get everything right. So, but that's all I'm going to say. If you don't like me, stop watching my streams, unsubscribe, because I am giving away some money this weekend. And I definitely don't want it to be to somebody that I don't like, or that doesn't like me. I would rather it be somebody that's supportive at the end of the day. So I do want to shout out to Tribal Kingpin. If you're sticking up for me, I didn't ask you to do that. I'm just not going to get into a verbal altercation. I'm not a child. That's for kids to do. But it's pretty simple, guys. If you don't like me, or like I said, if you don't believe me or believe in anything that I do or say, then stop watching my stuff. Unfollow me on Twitter. Unsubscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're in the Discord and you're not paying, then leave. Simple as that. Simple as that. Don't come to my show, period. Don't comment. Don't, because I'm going to see you if you come. So, I know who comes. So, at the end of the day. So, just stop coming to my show and we'll be good. So, hate to have to start a show off like that after a good Raw, but, that's about as professional as I can really get it. So, Kyle, I can't wait till the show Wednesday. I'm going to be a lot to talk about from SummerSlam tonight. See where they go with it. I'm really imagine they leave Stephanie out of it, to be honest with you, Kyle. I don't know if you're still watching, but I definitely think I haven't asked. I don't have it confirmed, but I would pretty much think it's probably going to be a triple threat. That's probably the easiest way for Liv to lose the title, which I think she probably will. Becky may win the title, and I think that's probably the right call, truthfully. And then you could get a Roxanne cash in or something, because I still think Roxanne's winning Money in the Bank. So, shout out to Greg, shout out to the DW Family Media page. What's going on, Lou Gotti? Good to see you. Love seeing you in here. Always positive energy. Tribal Kingpin, my man. The Wise Man as well. Well, okay, you're still here. I'm still here. That's fine. I want to see Becky and Stephanie in a feud. Yeah. I wish they would have. Well, they have enough heels on Raw. I was about to say, I wish they would have brought Stephanie back as a heel. I knew she was coming back with a darker character. Normally, when they darken their social medias out like that, they're either just to come back or they're coming back with a darker character. And that's kind of what I put in the Discord channel. There was rumblings of her coming back with as a darker character. So maybe not now. They're both faces. Yeah. I don't think they put the title back on Stephanie. I I think that was kind of I don't know, it was kind of a trick shot last time. I do know this is Becky's last run, and she's coming back as a babyface, so it would make sense to put the title back on Becky. There's a lot of heels women on Raw. It just makes the most sense. I think they have to pull the trigger. Maybe Money in the Bank. Even if Roxanne cashes in, like it's still maybe Roxanne don't cash in immediately. Who knows? Maybe she gets kicked out of Judgment Day, or who knows what's gonna happen. But I do think that Becky needs to win the title. Liv Morgan, I love Liv Morgan, but her title reign just ain't it. So, just in my opinion. So let's go ahead and get started. This is your Raw recap after SummerSlam. I don't know where Bronson Reed is. He is cleared, that was very weird. I got the call that he was definitely cleared. I thought he was going to be the one to start the feud with Oba, but I guess it's Brian Breaker, which that's even better. That match should have happened at the King of the Ring, actually, but fortunately it didn't because Triple H wanted to go all the way around the world. But looks like we're getting it now. They're teasing that pause with the Oba. I don't buy it. They're also teasing Brock Lesnar retiring, which I'll talk about that Sunday on Scoops. I think that's just a mask again. I know that's Roman put out a video on Instagram. Nobody has to tell me. I already know. WWE does this shit all the time. So until I hear him say it out of his mouth, then I don't buy it. So I think he wrestled in Saudi Arabia. I think it's just one of those out of sight, out of mind things. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. But I don't think he's retired. I think he wrestled as a babyface probably at Saudi Arabia. Maybe Gunther. I don't know. I'm just throwing a name out there. It makes the most sense. Maybe that's his last match. But I don't. I know he's moved to the alumni page. I understand that all that shit. He was moved last time. So I don't buy it. They got all of you guys last time. They didn't get me. I said the same thing last time. He ain't retired. You can go back and look at the show. I got a short on it on my YouTube page. I'm going to say it again. Sunday again. I'm going to clip it. I don't think he's retired. So if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong and I'll eat it. But I don't think he's retired. So we'll see. I think they just want you to forget about him. So because I think maybe he would have made it some sort of statement if he was actually retired. So he did that at WrestleMania. And for a minute, it was pretty believable at WrestleMania. This is not very believable for me. So we'll see. I don't really care about the alumni stuff. They did that last time. WWE is, they also said, Seth Rollins also faked an injury for 3 months, and the Rouge of the century. So I don't really buy it. So until I hear him say it, I don't believe it. So we'll see. But tonight is the Raw after SummerSlam, August the 3rd, 2026. It's from the Casey Center in Des Moines, Iowa. So quick little small story. I actually worked in Des Moines for about 16, 18 months. We put up about 300 or 400 wind turbines over in Des Moines. I have a couple of friends that live in Des Moines. So very pretty close to where Seth I believe it's close to where Seth is from. I believe he's from Iowa. So WWE didn't waste it. They didn't want, it was not a surprise. Big cast. Enzo was not there. I do believe we get Enzo at some point, but he was not there tonight. This is the post WWE SummerSlam show. We're going to see Big Cass make his return to the company. What's going on, Miami? That is the CEO of WWE. You think so too about Brock or about Enzo? Both. I just honestly, man, I don't. I don't think he's retired. I really don't. It's not me trying to be smart ass or anything. I just, last time he hooked everybody. Last time he almost hooked me for a few minutes, but I clipped it, so I got a YouTube short where I posted or I said on Scoops. I said I don't think he's retired, and he wasn't, but he may be, and if he is, one hell of a career. But I said that too, but I 100%. Yeah, WWE did say it. But I believe they said it last time too. So, I mean, they did. It looked very similar to last time. A lot of people posting about it and stuff. We'll see. But this is TKO at the end of the day. Just what Miami said. They said this last time that he was retired, and I think they want you to forget about him. In my opinion. What's going on, Dennis? Good to see you, brother. Been a while. How you been? They want you to forget about him. Truthfully, in my opinion, like I said, everyone is at the end of the day. Like this is one thing that the IWC has to understand is whether you reporting news or you just watching the show, everybody has 100%. I agree. Yes, we should have got this over Brian match in the King of the Ring tournament. Like, I don't know why they had to go around the world to get to Seth and Roman, because I mean, just they could have had Oba and Braun, but I think it'd be better one-on-one. They're also teasing that Paul Heyman is with Oba Femi. I don't buy that either. I think that's just going to be a setup. I think that's just going to be how they try to get Oba, but ultimately, that's going to be a good match. Oh man, that's tough to say, but I mean, I can't really picture them have Oba losing. I don't know what they do there. I don't know when they do this match. I truthfully don't. Like I said, I got it wrong today. I posted in the Discord channel. I said Bronson Reed showing up. So I will admit that I got that wrong. I thought Bronson Reed would probably be Oba's first feud. He was talking shit about Oba on Twitter, saying he was being shoved down our throats and stuff like that. So maybe he still can be Oba's first feud. Maybe he just hasn't showed up yet. Maybe they say Bronson for another time. I don't know. I mean, Brian, I hate to say that they're gonna do that. I don't think they're doing that at a Sunday night's main event or a Money in the Bank. That's a big match. That's maybe a Survivor Series type match, or that's a big four PLE. I would think Oba and Braun, in my opinion. I don't know. This is TKO. They have a different way of running things, so we'll see. Well, good to hear, Dennis. I haven't seen you in a while. Man, that fucking Money in the Bank. Oh my god, bro. It's gonna be tough for me to pick. My girl said we're gonna pick four people at the meet and greet. Obviously, you guys are not gonna hate me, but obviously, one's gonna be Cody. I'm hoping to meet him and Brandy, but we'll see. Roman and there's AAA. Get info on that. So I did send a text right after the stream. So I'm gonna try to get some info on that before Sunday. If I had to guess though, before I even get the information, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get Roman and Penta at Worlds Collide. Maybe for the World Heavyweight Championship. There is an AEW pay-per-view that weekend. WWE loves to counteract AEW. So for me, I don't know. It feels like it makes the most sense. If you aren't subscribed to me on YouTube, please subscribe. You still have a chance to get in the drawing. I'm doing two drawings Sunday. I'm doing a $25 drawing and a $100 drawing. So if you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You have 5 days. I have 319 names written down. I'm going to put into the generator before Sunday's stream. Also, Sunday night, is going to be my last LFG for season 3. It's so fucking late. I don't know. I don't know how many more episodes they're gonna have, and so I've done like 15. I'm gonna do this one Sunday, and if there's any more, then we'll just pick up on season 4, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to shift my focus into, I want to try to acclimate a sport, something else with sports. I'm already gonna be doing NFL with Miami. I really learned how to use Prop Finder really well for baseball. So I want to maybe try to acclimate maybe when we get into the playoffs or something in baseball. Maybe I can go in and give like strikeouts, or me and Miami when we first start. Well, when I got Miami into baseball a little bit was in the playoffs, and we were playing like hits and stuff like that. We would pick like 3 or 4 people to get a hit in the playoffs, and we were having a lot of fun with that. So that's definitely something I can play around with. Maybe a morning video, kind of like Slop does from Prop Finder. So shout out to Prop Finder. Obviously, if you don't have them, you can use promo code SLOP, and you'll get, I think you get like 30% off or something like that. So it's only $9.99 a month. It's for every sport. It's the best $10 you can spend for sure. So I didn't see Roman in AAA coming either. I did not hear anything about that. So I can honestly tell you I had no idea about that. But it makes a lot of sense. He's the face of the company. And there's an AEW PLE that weekend. So I believe he wrestles Penta. I'm just, in my opinion. You don't know who wins between Braun and Oba? That's tough, man, because Braun really can't afford to take another loss. But if they're building Oba up as the next guy, he has to go over. But I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of DQ. Maybe we don't get a clean finish. I think that's probably the best way to do it. He's already lost to Brock. But I don't think he needs to lose again right now. So maybe they get a DQ. Maybe we don't get a clean finish. But I think Braun is about to break away from the Vision. I do believe Enzo comes back. And I'm going to tell you, I think that Enzo and Cass, I reported in the Discord, I'm really hell-bent on it. I don't know when it happens, but I do believe Enzo and Cass are going to be the ones to take the tag title from the Vision, and then we get to split. Braun's going to break away from Theory, Maxine, and Logan Paul because, I mean, let's just face it, the Vision is dead. It's pretty cursed. Money in the Bank. I would love to see Oba and Braun at Money in the Bank. I'm super excited, man. My last PLE to go to was WrestleMania 40. Philly, I got to see The Rock, Penn Cody Rhodes, which at that time I was Bloodline fan, so that was exciting. So definitely looking forward to it. I'm gonna be pouring I'm gonna try to film a lot of content for to send to Miami and stuff from the show and all that. So Dennis says, "What's up, buddy? Glad for your comment. Thank you for your comment. The Bloodline turning heel, bro, soon because Roman keep teasing it. It seems like it. It does. It really does. I'm gonna be honest with you, Dennis. So I did not share this information. This come from Andrew Baydala today. Which if I don't have the information, I'm gonna report who does and who said it. Andrew Baydala said something today on his show that was very interesting, and I think it's really possible. So we seen what happened last night with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. I don't think that so what Andrew said was there's a couple possible ways they could do it. If they're going to do something Bloodline related for War Games, maybe they have Seth and Roman team up. I don't think they go that route. That was just one of his possibilities. The second one was all of them are eventually going to turn on Roman. And that, because he said it himself, he's still in the same boat with me. I still believe we're getting Roman Rock at 43 in Saudi. And maybe Seth Rollins is like Andrew said it on his show today. Maybe Seth Rollins is his only ally at that time. So that could be possible. It could be played into a story. We'll see. Maybe that was fantasy booking, but I don't know. I mean, it's very possible. I don't know that Roman goes heel, but if we're going to get Rock Roman, I would believe that the rest of the bloodline is going to be sided with Rock, and then Roman conquers the final boss, and Cody's voice took the final boss. So yeah, that's what I think. WrestleMania, we could get Oba and Braun at WrestleMania. You said that in your chat. That's a very, very, very high possibility. They could have just teased it early. They like to do that. If we're getting Rock and Roman, which I think we are, we very well could get Braun and Oba at WrestleMania 43. I think that's a hell of an idea. I just don't know how they keep them away from each other for that long, but I like it. Do you see it? I do. I do see the heel. I just don't know if it's gonna be Roman. I think it's gonna be the rest of them, and I think we gotta start. We're in August, so and when we start getting when the leaves start changing and we get closer to Survivor Series, I really think that. At first, I did say I thought Rock would show up at SummerSlam. It is a big event. I thought maybe he would try to help sell tickets, but then I got some more info and I posted it in the Discord. I said there was a less than 25% that he would show up. I believe Rock shows up at Survivor Series or Royal Rumble. Either one of those two makes the most sense. I believe it's Royal Rumble, because I think Royal Rumble is going to be in Miami. So I think that makes the most sense to have him show up at Royal Rumble. I'm not going to go into, he's winning the Rumble. I'm not saying all that shit, but he can show up there. Maybe we get a Roman Oba match at Royal Rumble. Maybe Roman goes over, and The Rock shows up at the end. He's got to show up for that match to happen. So it was a little too soon. Miami did say that. I believe it was on my prediction show, and he was right about that. I just thought maybe they were going to do it for ticket sales. But then when I asked my guy again, I put it in the channel. I let everybody know, like, Rock's not coming. So if you're on my channel, you saw it, obviously. What does Ray want with the OTC? I believe that Roman's going to be working Worlds Collide on my birthday, September 13th. So there's an AEW PLE that day, or pay-per-view. So I think we get Roman Penta. I don't have the official word on that, but I did get some information today. I do believe it's something that's been pitched internally. I don't know if it's going to be 100% accurate or if it's going to stick, but there are two plans for Survivor Series. There is a Bloodline type War Games plan, and then there's also maybe they do a Team Cody versus Team Randy, because Cody Rhodes is not going to win the world title until at least WrestleMania, maybe longer. I don't know. He does not want to go heel, so I got that news today as well. So I will tell you that TKO and Triple H gave him the green light, but he does not want to go heel, so it's on him. So that's his dumb ass. So still a fan, but I'm not a fan of that. We need something different. Your character style. We don't need John Cena all over again. You need to turn. I'll probably tell him that when I meet him at Money in the Bank. I'll be like, look, man, bro, you need to turn heel, bro. Like, I know you want to be the golden boy and all that, and you stole my name from DW Radio, but you gotta turn heel, dog. We're tired of this golden boy shit, man. We're tired of it. 6 weeks until the NFL. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. And we got a lot of comments. I use what you give me. For the Stephanie thing. Oh, okay. Oh, for the baseball. Yeah, it's tough right now, man. It's all these trades stuff today. it's tough. So all the big guys are not hitting right now. So I got $380 in bonus bets. So I'm supposed to blast away tomorrow on Ding or Tuesday and see if I can't come up with something. Save up for football. That's not a bad idea. Do you see the bloodline turning heel? Roman keep teasing it. I do. I don't think all of them though. I think all of them but Roman, because I think the rest of them are going to go against with The Rock. Why would they turn again? Doesn't make sense. Because they're going to be teaming up. They're going to be acknowledging The Rock. He's the high chief at the end of the day. So if we're getting Rock and Roman, then I believe we will see them turn. Truthfully, that just makes the most sense. I heard that Rock and Roman is not happening. Well, I don't know who you heard that from, but I can tell you that it's not off the table. I'm going to tell you it's probably about an 80% chance that it does happen. So if I'm wrong, then come back and tell me. But I can tell you that it's a really good chance it does happen. So could he change his mind or have something come up? Yes. But it's definitely something they want to do. So Roman is going to win. That is correct. I don't see no one the bloodline turn on Roman. It doesn't make sense since everybody turned on Roman already. I get it. It don't. But if Rock shows up in the picture, he's the high chief. So, everybody has to acknowledge him. Roman's not going to acknowledge him. He's the tribal chief. So, I mean, if they don't acknowledge him, then The Rock can just, do what he wants. He's on the board. He's the final boss mode on their ass, So, I don't know. We'll see. I definitely can see a heel turn. I've been seeing Jimmy staring at the belt and stuff. I don't know if you guys have been catching that in the interviews and stuff, but Jimmy's been staring at that belt. He's been hawking the shit out of it. You got to pay attention to everything when it comes to the bloodline. You don't have to have a source. Sometimes you can just pay attention to the details. I do believe that if Roman Reigns and Rock's happening, you're going to see some of the people that's with him. Maybe Jacob stayed by the side, but that's probably going to be it. We'll see, though. We got a long time. But let's go ahead and get into Raw. Shout out to Greg for reposting the stream. And we got a lot of comments. If you guys are not subbed to me on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. As I said, there's 2 drawings Sunday. Everybody that's subscribed to me is going to go in the drawing. So I have everybody written down. Hopefully I can pick up a couple more before Sunday. So let's go ahead and get started. This is from the Casey Center in Des Moines, Iowa. We're going to see Big Cass. They didn't make any bones about it. It's all over social media. I think we get Enzo soon. Because I don't personally think Big Cass is going to make it single star, but we'll see. We're going to get the Raw Heavyweight Champion coming off a 34-minute victory over Seth Rollins. One of the best matches I've seen. So hats off to both of them. Seth was not on Raw. Understandable. I think he's going to take a small little break. So one hell of a match. So let's see what else we're going to get. So we got the show opens up with a video package recapping this past weekend SummerSlam. Obviously, night 1 was terrible. Night 2 was phenomenal. So we get Michael Cole and Corey Graves welcome us to Raw as we see the Roman Reigns shows up getting out of the vehicle. I guess he's asking Lord for his title belt. I didn't hear him call him Lord, but that guy's been in the picture since Roman's been the champion. I don't know. His name was Lord. He was calling him Lord at one time. He's walking out of his locker room, and he's handed his title belt by the valet, which I believe it's valet's name is Lord. So Reigns is walking to Gorilla to the backstage area. You can hear the fans chanting OTC. He receives a huge pop as he makes his way down to the ring. So he grabs a microphone. Instead of saying Des Moines, acknowledge me, because when Roman says New Orleans, he says New Orleans. So I've heard him say that when last time they were in New Orleans. That was funny. He said New Orleans. He gets on the microphone. He starts off by saying, he says, Iowa acknowledge me. And obviously they do. Roman then says he's a man of his word. Roman says he calls his shots and delivers. Roman then says he was going to win the Royal Rumble and save this place. Roman Reigns then talks about beating CM Punk at WrestleMania and owning the whole world. So another shot at CM Punk might be our crown jewel match. Very possible. I do not see CM Punk dropping the title before November, so could be our crown jewel match. Roman Punk 2 for the crown jewel championship. Reigns gloats about defeating Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. Reigns then calls Rollins his brother. He calls Seth his brother. Remember, just pay attention to that. And says the two have found some common ground and some peace. Roman Reigns then says he can only acknowledge as much, but it is okay if you do. So then we get LA Knight, which I also put in the Discord channel. It's going to be LA Knight or Solo. I believe this happens at Money in the Bank. This is just a filler. You get something Roman on the card. LA Knight has no shot. So it was a good promo, though. It really was. I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but LA Knight, he interrupts Roman Reigns. Makes his way down to the ring. Roman's looking at him like he's stupid. The crowd's chanting for LA Knight. LA Knight says, let me talk to you. So where are you getting where did you get your information from, Dennis? Where have you seen The Rock's schedule? The Rock's schedule is booked this whole year, so it's not happening. Well, where do you get that information? Because you can send it to my DMs or post it on Twitter. I haven't seen it. I'm just giving you the information that I have. It's a secret. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm giving you the information I have. I believe it happens. So when it does, you can send it in my DMs. Did you get it from Slice? Because I can promise you, I can guarantee that he's probably going to tell you that it's Rock and Roman. There's not anybody that doesn't think that match is not going to happen. So I know Sap hasn't reported that for sure. But send it to me, yeah. Like I said. And I mean, I'm still going with what my guy tells me. So, but you can definitely send it to me for sure. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So I'm just telling you this: if you don't get Rock and Roman, then you're getting Roman and Oba, and Roman's losing the title at WrestleMania. So it's up to you guys on what you guys want. I'm just telling you that's the two matches that's going. That's the only two matches for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. It's Rock or Oba. It's nobody else. So I can tell you that for 100% fact. One of those two. If Rock isn't going to work and he can't, then, we're getting Oba and Roman, and Oba's going over. So that's how that's going to go down. So LA Knight gets on the microphone. He says, let me talk to you. LA Knight congratulates Roman on his win at SummerSlam. LA Knight congratulates Roman on still being the World Heavyweight Champion. LA Knight then congratulates Roman Reigns on doing it by himself. LA Knight calls Roman Reigns a fraud. LA Knight then says he has been calling Roman's name for months, but Reigns has been ignoring him. LA Knight says he is sick of Roman's family. LA then says he wants Roman Reigns one-on-one. LA then says he doesn't want the bloodline to get involved. LA Knight then says it can be tomorrow, it can be at Sunday Night main event, it can be at Money in the Bank, or it could be, he said, I'll wait until WrestleMania, which it's not going to be a WrestleMania match. LA Knight's on that sauce if he thinks that. Roman Reigns, he says he doesn't come out here being a megastar, and he also doesn't wear a Walmart watch. So he was throwing a shot at LA Knight's watch, and LA Knight, I could read his lips. He said that was a good one. Roman Reigns says everybody's been running their mouths. Roman says he is proud of LA Knight that he beat his cousins. He's like, whoopity-doo, basically. Reigns said, you won a six-man tag match. You got a pinfall. Roman says he won't get a title shot by bitching and moaning. Roman then tells LA Knight to get his ass to the back of the line. Says get to the back of the line. Roman Reigns then looks to leave, but LA Knight stops him and says he has earned it time and again. LA Knight then talks about Roman Reigns playing a numbers game. LA Knight then calls Roman a fraud again and the biggest vomit in the business. LA Knight says he doesn't think Reigns is on his level. LA Knight then says, I am lightning in a bottle. LA Knight then tells Roman Reigns when he buys a pair, if he cannot grow a pair, he will knock him back to his factory settings. All right. And he leaves the ring. He said, he's like, what tournament? What kind of tournament am I going to have to compete in? So a lot of shit talking from LA Knight. He's definitely going to regret that. I've seen people in the IWC online. Oh, that means LA Knight's winning Money in the Bank. He's winning it every year. He's winning Money in the Bank. He's not winning Money in the Bank. He's not. So he may face Roman at Money in the Bank, but he's not going to win. So we're then shown the pre-show rivals of Femi, Chad Gable, Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, Raquel Rodriguez, JD McDonough, and Roxanne Perez to Judgment Day. Javon Evans then makes his way down to the ring for the first match of the night, followed by Ethan Page. The Rock's got 3 projects that he's working on right now from now until 2028. He just did Jumanji. Now he's going to do Fast and the Furious Forever. Then it's another 2 more movies he's going to do. He's going to do. He is booked from now to 2028. Yeah, I do know about the Fast 10 movie. What was the other one? Jumanji. He's got 2 more movies, so he's booked till 2028. Well, if that's the case, then the match is never happening. I'm just telling you that. If it doesn't happen at WrestleMania 43, you can put the prize in the bag. It ain't happening. The man's getting on up there. We're not going to have almost 60-year-old Rock in there with Roman Reigns. It's just not going to happen. If it doesn't happen in Saudi, it's over. Because that means Roman's going to drop the title to Femi at WrestleMania. So I'm okay either way. I'm going to stick with my guy's stuff. He's pretty accurate. I do know Rock is a busy guy. He makes a lot of movies. I know Fast 10. But I do believe they find a way. So just remember what I told you if it happens. So we'll see. I know he's busy, though. I do know Fast 10. I didn't know about Jumanji. I did know about Jumanji, but I didn't know about 2 more. I know that he just got done with 1. So we'll see. Long way to go. If he doesn't show up at Survivor Series or Rumble, then I guess it's not happening. We'll see. So we get Javon Evans, the young OG, versus all ego Ethan Page. So the match starts off with both men. They lock up. Ethan applies a side headlock, hits a shoulder tackle. Ethan hits a series of rights. I'm going to send it to your inbox and you know he's on tour not right now with Maui. Yes, I did know that he's on tour. I didn't know it was still going on, but I knew he was traveling all over to different countries to promote was it Moana? Not Maui, but Moana, I believe. So yeah, I was aware. He's traveling all over different countries, but I didn't know that was still going on. I thought he was already done with that. But yes, I did. I was aware of that. But yeah, you can send it to my inbox. So Ethan Page hits a series of rights, and then Javon hits a big boot, follows up with another one. Javon then hits Ethan with a springboard Hurricane Rana. Javon then hits Ethan Page with a standing drop kick. Javon then launches himself off the top rope, wiping out Ethan Page. Back in the ring, Javon then hits a crossbody. Javon then heads to the top rope again, but Ethan Page cuts him off. Javon then hits Ethan Page with another drop kick. Roman's not losing at WrestleMania. You remember when he won the Royal Rumble inside of arrangement? Roman said that this city is mine again in a year and a half. Roman's not losing. All right. Well, you got all the information, buddy, so you definitely don't need me. I mean, you're welcome to start your own show at the end of the day. So, if you have the information, then you can start your own show. I don't know. I'm giving you information I have. So, um, Roman Reigns could hold the title past WrestleMania, but I don't think they're holding Obafemi off until SummerSlam. I just don't think they're going to do that. Um, I really think that if he faces Rock, he's retaining, and maybe he does hold it way longer than WrestleMania. But if he faces Obafemi at WrestleMania, I believe he loses. So, my opinion. So we'll see. What's going on, Peter? Rock versus Reigns is what I predict for WrestleMania. That's what I was told. So we'll see. Back in the ring, Evans hits a crossbody, then heads to the top rope again, but Ethan Page cuts him off. Evans then hits Page with another drop kick. Ethan Page then smashes Javon Evans' head into the turnbuckle and sends him to the floor. The fight spills to the outside. Ethan Page has taken control. Back in the ring, Ethan Page hits Javon with an elbow strike for a near fall. Ethan Page then hits Javon Evans with the backbreaker, and Javon is screaming in pain. Ethan hits Javon with the forearm and sends Javon into the turnbuckle with authority. Ethan Page then pounds away at Javon. Javon then tries to fight back. Ethan hits him with the back suplex. Ethan then applies a rear chin lock in the middle of the ring. Javon is now struggling to get back on his feet. Punk versus Obafemi wins, and they post Gunther. I don't think we're getting Punk and Obafemi. I don't think Oba's going to SmackDown. So I'll get to your comments in just a second, guys. Evans is now struggling to get back on his feet. Ethan Page continues to work on Evans' lower back. Evans then tries to fight back. Evans slaps Ethan Page across the face and follows it up with a kick to the spine. Evans then hits a springboard cross body. Ethan Page then drops Javon Evans on the back of his neck for only a count of 2. Ethan then goes for an egoplex, but Javon countered with a quick roll-up. Javon then sends Ethan Page right outside the ring. Ethan then grabs the ankle of Javon and sends Evans against the announce desk. Javon then sends Ethan Page into the post. Evans then sends Page over the barricade. Javon then launches himself over the barricade, taking out Ethan. He takes a lot of high risk. Hopefully, he can have a long career, but I'm worried because he does a lot of high risk stuff. Back in the ring, Javon hits a red dot for a 2 count. Oh, I got somebody new in here. I've never seen you before. I will get to your comment, Leslie. I'm not sure who you are, but thank you for coming in. I guess you're subscribed to my channel. I don't know. If you're not, please hit that subscribe button. I'm doing a draw on Sunday, so you definitely want to be in that. Ethan Page and plants Javon to the canvas for a near fall. Page then sends Evans to the floor. Ethan Page then tries to expose the turnbuckle, but the referee stops him. Javon then enters the ring and hits Ethan Page with an OG cutter for the 1, 2, 3. It's a huge win for the young OG himself, Javon Evans. After the match, Big Cass we get Big Cass. The debut of Big Cass again. He hits a big boot to Javon's head, and then he hits a clothesline. He picks Javon up, drags him around the ring. Cass then applies a bear hug, and he transitions into the East River Crossing. I did not like this segment at all. Did not like it. So let me get to the comments before I move on. Roman is not losing the belt anytime soon because the word is that it's going to be a while before they be done with the Bloodline story. And if the Bloodline story is going past WrestleMania, Roman said he's going to put a chokehold on this industry. When he won at the Royal Rumble side of Raven, he also said that they see this mask again in a year and a half, which you told my WrestleMan, Roman is not losing. We'll see. Yeah, if he's facing The Rock, he's definitely not losing. So, Punk versus Obafemi. Oba wins and then faces Gunther. I don't think we're getting Punk and Oba. I don't. SmackDown is loaded with talent. So, I think we're getting Punk and KO for a few months. I don't think we're getting Punk and Oba. I mean, could it possibly happen? I mean, anything's possible if Oba wins the Rumble, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't think we're getting Punk. There's too many people on SmackDown that can beat Punk. This is from Leslie Capericenta. I think that's. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name. I love your profile picture of Liv. It doesn't matter what Rock's schedule is. Saudi's going to pay crazy money for Rock Roman. It's happening. I agree. Roman will have the belt past WrestleMania. He could. If he faces The Rock, he will. Javon needs to save the OG cutter for big moments only. I agree. I do believe that hopefully, fingers crossed, you never won't see anybody get injured, but he flies around a lot. So I like Javon, but he needs a title. Even if it's a tag, it's coming. You'll see Javon win plenty of titles on the main roster. He is very well insulated, and he has a lot of backing from Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch. So Javon is going to be very well insulated on that main roster if he can stay healthy. So just have to be patient on that. But if you guys are watching live on YouTube, please hit that like button. It helps me out on the stream. So thank you for the comment, Leslie. So we take a look at what happened in the 6-man tag match. And Roman Reigns is in the back. I know he was not going to be happy about the Usos and Jacob losing to LA Knight, Solo, and Royce Keys, but Solo is getting over as a babyface. And then obviously they're setting up LA Knight and Roman probably for Money in the Bank. So we see Roman Reigns, and he says he wants to keep the respect. Roman then says, "This is what you wanted." Roman then says, "You don't lose." Roman then said, "You lost to your little brother." So there's some dissension going right there. What's going on, Tyler? Solo needs to stay babyface. I agree. You got Jake Paul in there. Nice. I do believe that we are going to get a face Solo. The fans, they had originally had planned to send him back to Roman, but I believe WrestleVotes reported it. Or maybe it was Fightful. I don't know. They work together. So it's all the same. I believe that he was supposed to go back to Roman, but they saw the crowd reactions of him turning babyface. So ultimately, I believe he's probably going to stay a face, but we'll see. Javon needs to say, I'm sorry, I've already seen that. You like the Paul brothers? Cool, that's awesome. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I am doing 2 draws on Sunday, one for $100 and one for $25. I'm at 319, so I have 319 names written down. And please hit the like button on the stream as well. You're welcome anytime. So thank you guys for coming in for YouTube. Let me know what you guys thought about Raw in the comments as I'm going through the matches. So Roman says that he should be getting coffee. He tells him, "You lost to your little brother first." Roman then says LA Knight called him a fraud. Roman then says, "Why does he hear that Royce Keys is Jacob's family?" Roman then says, "Are you his family?" Roman then says, "Royce isn't his family." Roman Reigns then says, "Maybe he is one of the boys." Roman then says, "Don't let the circus freaks confuse you." Roman then says, "This is the only bloodline." Roman then says, "Trust no one." Jaden says they will get LA Knight. Roman says, "Nope, leave LA Knight for me and do not touch him." He tells Jacob and the Usos not to touch LA Knight. He's going to handle him himself I believe, at Money in the Bank, which I'll be at. So hopefully we get that match there. I could see Reigns again. I saw him at WrestleMania 40. I'll be at ringside this time though. I was in the nosebleed for WrestleMania, so you get to see that entrance up and close. So LA Knight then walks past the Usos and Jacob Fatu, and he asked if he heard someone say, "Leave him alone." So he was toying with them. LA Knight says he will see everyone next week. So they're starting to build for. I mean, I guess they can tell the story all the way to Money in the Bank. So if you don't have a VPN, sorry, I got your comment up there. Royce has been taken off TV for a while. Yes, he has been written off for sure. He got butchered tonight. He definitely is going to be off TV for a while for sure. Maybe we get that match somewhere when he gets back. I don't know. We'll see. So if you don't have a VPN, you didn't see this, but we see Byron Saxton. He's with Lyra Valkyrie, which we talked about that on College Show Wednesday. We'll talk about it more, I'm sure. I believe they completely butchered her heel turn. I mean, she can't even make it to TV without the VPN. Lyra says that she created the Women's Intercontinental Championship, but she's going to find her way back to it. Lyra then says she doesn't think Sol Ruca has the grit and the mental strength. Lyra then says she can't believe Sol Ruca lost the title in the same building as she did. Lyra then says it is poetic. Lyra then turns her attention to Raquel Rodriguez. Lyra then says she hopes Raquel watched her run Bayley out of WWE. So you heard her talking about Bayley leaving WWE. Lyra then says Bayley is gone and never coming back. I don't know about that. We'll see. Her contract's not up yet. Lyra then puts the Judgment Day member on notice. Solo is not safe because Solo put everyone in danger. I thought it might be Solo and Roman, truthfully, but maybe they're going to save that. We'll see. They've already done it. So they've already done Roman LA Knight, too. Running out of people, man. When you hold the title that long, you run out of people. So we see Royce Keys walking up to Jacob Fatu. Royce Keys asks Jacob, how many times have we been through this? Royce then reminds Jacob of their history. Royce Keys then says he is still Jacob's brother, and he called Jacob his family, which Roman talked about that earlier. Jacob then says, Royce Keys, you're not my brother. Jacob then says he tells Royce Keys he wants him tonight in a street fight. So the friendship between Royce Keys and Jacob Fatu is completely falling apart over family business. So we get the music, Trouble, that's me. So we get the WWE Women's World Raw Heavyweight Champion, Liv Morgan, coming to the ring by Raquel, the Women's Intercontinental Champion with a new looking belt, has barbed wire on it. WWE never uses barbed wire. Yeah, and also Roxanne Perez, who sticks out like a sore thumb. She has got to get away from the Judgment Day. Jacob did have to do it. It was family business. It's family business. And Roman acknowledged him, too. He's seen him come out there. So Liv Morgan then makes her way to the ring. She is accompanied by Raquel and Roxanne. Liv says, you're in the presence of the greatest women's champion of all time. Liv then says, you already knew that because on Saturday she defeated one of the best in the world. Liv then says she defeated Io Sky. Liv then says she will give Io props. Liv then says she is the only woman in the division to challenge her. Liv then says she doesn't see any challengers. They then look around. Liv then says, do you know what that means? Liv then says she will be the longest reigning champion of all time. Liv then says she wants to talk about another member of the group. Liv then says her best friend, her sister, and the new Women's Intercontinental Champion, Raquel Rodriguez. Liv then mentions Roxanne as well. Liv then says Roxanne will embarrass Sol Ruca tonight, and they will prove why they run Raw. Sol Ruca then makes her way down to the ring for the next match of the night. Will be Sol Ruca going one-on-one with the Prodigy, who has taken 56 losses. 56 losses on the main roster, the most of anybody since coming up to the main roster, which is absolutely insane. Jacob had to do it. He did. But if Solo don't come back, Zilla will replace Solo. Yeah, I mean, Zilla's going to be there eventually. I don't know when. Everybody thought it was coming at SummerSlam, but he's still wrestling on House of Glory, so I don't know. Maybe close to Survivor Series, something like that. I know he was working at the PC too, so we'll see. Zilla could be coming to to join Roman Reigns. Zilla could be coming to join Roman, but I just don't know when that's going to happen. Liv Morgan is a blonde baddie. She is very good looking for sure. I think that's why they keep in Solo a face, because Zilla is coming to join Roman. Possible. What do you think of Raquel's new belt? I didn't mind it. It's just something different, I guess. I don't know. I didn't mind it. I mean, it didn't bother me too much. I didn't really pay attention to it until they brought it up, truthfully, Kingpin, to be honest with you. I really didn't pay much attention to it, but I mean, it didn't overstay its welcome or anything. I'm happy for Raquel. I think that I think they flopped Sol Ruca. And I'm worried they're going to do the same with Tatum Paxley and Lola Vice and everybody else if they want to hurry up and call up to the main roster. Do you see Liv beating both Stephanie and Becky, but loses to a Roxanne cash-in? In your opinion, would you say less than 50% chance Roxanne cashes in the same night she wins? I think it's a triple threat. I do. I don't think I think Roxanne wins Money in the Bank, but I don't think she cashes in. She could. I don't think Liv retains. I think Roxanne's going to cash in on Becky. Is what I think. Stephanie's already had a reign. I don't know. I think Becky will have a small little reign, though. She is at the end of her contract. So that's a good question. Would I say less than 50% Roxanne? I would say probably less than 50% she cashes in the same night. But I know Triple H hates Money in the Bank, so that kind of ups the percentage. I'll talk about a lot of that on Sunday, but I'll have more information once I see it. They didn't announce a match for next week, which is kind of weird. I think they're going to play this story out, although I'm hoping they play it out until Money in the Bank so that I can see it, because I would love to see those three. I've never seen Stephanie Bakor live, so just 1 second, guys. I lost my notes. Do you see Randy appearing? What's going on? Jay Banja from X. Do you see Randy appearing this week on SmackDown? Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, I do. I believe that we're going to get a long story with Cody and Randy, unfortunately. I'm not a big fan of it. Everybody else really wants to see it. I don't. I think they ruined that at WrestleMania with Pat McAfee involved in it, but everybody else wants to see it. I think Cody's going to get booed. Don't think it's the right move, but it is what it is. I do believe we get Cody and Randy at Sunday night's main event in Atlanta, in Cody's hometown. I think that's the first of maybe 3 matches with those guys. I think Randy gets the best of Cody. I think Randy probably beats Cody twice. Cody will not be in the title scene until at least WrestleMania, so people can start talking about somebody else besides Cody Rhodes. All right, so Oba is overrated. I don't agree with that. I don't. I think that he just needs to be put in longer matches and better feuds. He doesn't need to have an open challenge. I think that was the fucking worst idea WWE could do. All these squash matches and stuff. He needs to have a real feud. Somebody with like a Braun Breaker, a Bronson Reed, something like that. He needs to establish his dominance, and he needs to have longer matches before he gets in the ring with Roman for sure. But overrated, I don't really agree with that. In my opinion, I don't think he's overrated. I just think he needs to have longer matches. So we will go to the singles match. where all of these shenanigans happen. Sol Ruca against Roxanne Perez. We've been streaming for an hour and 10 minutes. I got to get this stream rolling and rolling. The match starts off with Sol Ruca and Roxanne going back and forth. I will answer that question in just a second. I will let you know about that. The AJ Lee situation. Normally, I don't give out this information on Mondays, but I will answer that question. Roxanne then rolls out of the ring, favoring her left arm. Sol then goes outside, but Roxanne hits her jaw with the right hand. Back in the ring, Roxanne slaps Sol Ruca across the face, smashes her head down to the canvas. Roxanne Perez then continues to attack Sol Ruca in the corner. Sol Ruca then pounds away at Roxanne. Sol then hits a series of Irish whips in the corner and slaps Roxanne in the mouth, right across her face. Follows up with a standing drop kick for a count of 2. Sol then hits a moonsault, taking out Roxanne Perez. On the outside, back in the ring, Sol Ruca heads to the top rope, but Roxanne Perez causes her to lose her balance. Roxanne Perez then targets Sol Ruca's left arm. The fight then spills to the outside. Roxanne then sends Sol Ruca's shoulder into the post. Roxanne then applies an abdominal stretch and then follows it up with the snap suplex for a near fall. Sol Ruca then tries to fight back. Both women are now trading strikes in the middle of the ring. Sol then hits a series of elbows. Sol Ruca is now unloading on Roxanne Perez in the corner and hits a German suplex. She then hits a Shining Wizard and gets a near fall. Roxanne then goes for the pop rocks, but Sol Ruca counters with an X Factor and then blasts Raquel Rodriguez, who is up on the apron, and then Liv Morgan trips Sol Ruca up, forcing the referee to call for the bell. So the winner of the match, another loss for Roxanne Perez. It's not a pin, but still a loss. Due to a DQ of Sol Ruca. After the match, Raquel hits a big boot to Sol. Roxanne then follows it up with pop rocks. Raquel then hits Sol Ruca with a Tejana bomb, and the Judgment Day stand tall. So do they think. Then we get the music of Becky Lynch. And she's a babyface. She's getting cheers after being a heel. She's been on TV for a little while. She went home to spend some time with her daughter. Becky's music then hits, and she makes her way down to the ring. Becky then confronts the Judgment Day, and she says the man has come around. Becky then says her work with the Women's Intercontinental Championship is done, pointing to Raquel. She says she came back for Liv Morgan's Women's World title. Becky then says she thinks Liv Morgan should be a fighting champion, not just flirting. She said, I can't have you defending the title every 100 days. Becky Lynch, so they're paying attention to shit online. Becky Lynch says she thinks Liv Morgan is having the worst title reign of all time. Becky Lynch says things are about to get worse for you, Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan says she thinks Becky Lynch should be at home, being a mommy to her daughter. Liv Morgan says she thinks Becky is jealous, which is why she's back. Liv Morgan says she thinks Becky Lynch's time is over. Her time is now. Liv Morgan then calls herself the greatest women's world champion of all time. The Judgment Day then leaves the ring. Becky Lynch is laughing. She says Liv Morgan is not even the greatest women's champion in her whole group. Becky Lynch just says Liv Morgan is not even the greatest women's champion who slept with Dominic Mysterio. Ooh, that's a shot. I wonder who slept with Dominic Mysterio. Maybe, I don't think any of them did. He's married, but yeah. So let's talk about this. I will give you this quick update before we go into the Stephanie Bakura return, which I posted in the Discord channel today. So the original plan for AJ Lee was, I put it in the Discord as well. She was supposed to come back and help Paige. They were going to do Paige and AJ versus the heel Bellas. But Brie is hurt. She's going to be out at least 3 to 6 months. So as of now, from what I hear, I think the plans have been scrapped. We'll see. But she was scheduled to come back. She was going to be a part of all that. She could come back when the time is right, when she's healed up. I don't know if she's even going to have surgery. According to reports, if she has to have surgery, it's going to be 6 months or close to, it could be up to 6 months. I don't know. I think we get like a one-off maybe with Paige and Nikki, and then I think they're going to be utilized in the mid card, maybe for the U.S. title, maybe for the Intercontinental title. We'll see, but I don't think it's going to bring AJ Lee back right now. But I do believe that she was coming back for sure. He will not beat Roman on the first match. He may not. If they face off at Royal Rumble, I think Roman wins there, for sure. Yo, what's going on, Tyler? How you doing, brother? How can you get into the Discord server? You can follow me on X at EVP2JP, and if you have an X page, if you have a Discord account, follow me on X. If you don't follow me on X, you can follow me. Send me a message. It's free to get into the Discord, but the news channel is not free. It's $3 a month. So I mean, you can have access to the Discord, but you cannot have access to my channel unless you pay $3. So it's cheap. Everybody in there is pretty friendly. But yeah, send me a message on Twitter, and if you want to just come into the Discord just to chat with all the people, because we have different chat rooms for every show, every PLE. It's a lot in that server. So if you want to come in there, then send me a message. I'll add you to the server, but my channel is exclusive and it's only to people that pay. So hit me up in the DMs, and if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I believe your name is written down. There's a couple of people that I think it was Leslie that I didn't see on my YouTube list. Okay, so let's get back to it. Stephanie Boncour's music hits as Judgment Day is trying to walk out of the ring, which I knew she's coming back tonight. Finally, she has a darker look to her. She shows up and she takes out Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne. Liv Morgan then goes into the ring, and Stephanie Boncour grabs her while Becky Lynch watches from the turnbuckles. Stephanie then punches Liv. Raquel and Roxanne then come to the ring, and Stephanie hits a headbutt to Raquel and hits a spine buster to Liv Morgan. Becky Lynch then comes up behind Boncour, and they begin to have words with each other. It's getting good. I believe we're getting a triple threat at Money in the Bank. So we get the return of Becky Lynch, the man, but she is a babyface on her final run. And now we get a darker Stephanie Boncour, which we have missed. We needed some baby faces back in the women's division on Raw. So this is great. Two big, huge baby faces have returned to the main roster on Raw. They were definitely liking that. So what everybody's talking about on Twitter, and Roman Reigns did it on Instagram, but I just still don't believe it. We get a Brock Lesnar video package. Obviously, they did that last time. We see Paul Heyman in the hallway watching a video. Ova Femi stops to talk to him. Ova then says he wants to thank Brock Lesnar for what he said to and about him. Ova Femi then says he wants Heyman to tell Lesnar. Paul Heyman then says it would be a pleasure. Heyman congratulates Ova on the win, and they shake hands. Interesting stuff there. Will Ova Femi turn and have... That would be an ultimate swerve. I think that would be a hell of an idea to put Paul Heyman with Ova Femi. He is always around championships, so he likes to go after the people that are the biggest in the company and surround himself with somebody that's going to be a champion. So it would be a huge swerve if they did that, for sure. So, man, this guy, man, I don't know that he's on every show. Danhausen makes his way out during the commercial. Danhausen mentions his victory and how he is rich since he got his human monies. Danhausen says he has money to shoot into the crowd. So that was it from Danhausen. That was also on the VPN. So then we get the 2026 Men's King of the Ring and the man who beat Brock Lesnar in Hell in a Cell, which I don't really think that match needed a cell. But OPME, his music hits. Crowd's going crazy. He makes his way down to the ring. He gets on a microphone. Oba says, words cannot even describe the things that transpired on night one of SummerSlam. Oba then says he and Brock Lesnar went to war at the biggest party of the summer. Oba then says they came out with newfound respect for one another. Oba then says he thought Lesnar knew he was the one when he put him away at WrestleMania 42. Oba then says he realizes it was all a test, as Lesnar needed to come back to find out if he chose the right guy to put over. Oba then said he admits Brock Lesnar took him to his limit, but he passed the test. Oba then says Lesnar can finally rest. We'll see. Maybe he is retired. I don't know. I'm not gonna take the bait though. Oba then says the torch has been passed on to him. Oba then says he vows to lead a new generation. Oba then says if any man has a problem with him, they will answer to the ruler. And then out comes Braun Breaker with Maxine Dupree and Austin Theory, the tag team champions. So you have Oba losing twice to Roman Reigns. You don't think Oba's winning the title? Because I can almost guarantee you that that's who Roman's going to put over for that championship. I would be willing to bet money on it. Might not be the first time, but I can guarantee you that Oba's winning a title at some point. I don't know when, but I do believe that that Roman will put Oba over. Roman does put people over. He's not holding the title for 1,300 days again, so I do believe he puts Oba over. He's the biggest star, up and coming star in the company right now. So that's just what I think. We'll see what happens though. So Oba's not winning the title. Well, I don't know who's beating Roman then. If it's not Oba, I don't know. Because Oba's not going to SmackDown, so too loaded over there. Too many men. Raw needs somebody like Oba. You can't replace Roman. It's going to be hard for Oba to do things that Roman. You got to look at business wise. I mean, I am looking at business wise, but Roman's there for 3 years. He signed a deal at WrestleMania for 3 years. So, this coming up WrestleMania, he'll have 2 left. You got to put somebody over. We can't, and this isn't about Roman. It's Cody too. And, I'm glad Cody's stepping away from the title scene. It's definitely the right thing for him to do because he's boring right now. But you got to be able to put these younger stars over, like the Trick Williams, the Javon Evans, the Braun Breakers, the Oba Femis. Because when these older guys retire, what are you going to be left with? You're going to be left with a company that has these powerhouses that they didn't do anything with. And I don't think that's great business wise for TKO to be so reliant on Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns for so long and CM Punk. I'm looking at business wise. Open cannot touch Roman business wise. Roman gave them 2 years. They didn't do nothing. When Roman came back, everything went sky high. That is true. That is all true. I feel like the Vision should have manhandled Tozawa, makes them seem weak afterwards in that situation. How much longer that's going to continue, especially with Otis out? They'll probably just have a match, man. I don't think it's going to be anything long term. I don't. Otis is still out. I don't know how long Otis is out for. I pray to God this shit's over soon, though. Because it makes them look really weak. I agree. So Braun Breaker's music hits. He comes out with Austin Theory, Maxine Dupree. Oba Femi is walking to the back. Braun Breaker and Oba Femi have a stare down until Austin Theory leads Breaker to the ring, but then Breaker comes back. A lot of intensity in that stare down. So that means we're getting that match at some point. I'm really just disappointed with how they've done this guy. I just don't. I think they thought they had something with this guy, but they just really don't. Joe Henry makes his way out to the ring. This was Braun Breaker just absolutely destroyed this guy. So I agree with you, Kingpin. I'm willing to bet you that Roman is going to have the belt past WrestleMania. I'm not going to bet that because I don't know who's facing yet. If he's facing The Rock, then he is going to have it past WrestleMania. So I won't bet that because I think he's facing The Rock. I'm not just going to give away free money if I think he's facing The Rock. And he's beating Dwayne Johnson. So, of course, he's going to still be the champion. I would not betting. If he faces Femi, I'll be glad to bet that. I'll be glad to bet that for sure. We'll see who he faces at WrestleMania first. So, Joe Henry versus one half of the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, the unpredictable badass Braun Breaker. So, the match was off with Braun Breaker close on Joe Henry. Send him to the outside. Austin Theory. So Joe Henry then sends Austin Theory into the post. Braun Breaker then goes for a spear, but sends himself into the steel steps. Joe Henry then sends Austin Theory over the announce desk. Back in the ring, Braun Breaker hits Joe Henry with a massive spear for the 1-2-3 super short match. Total domination. Statement from Braun Breaker. After the match, Braun Breaker walks off, but Austin Theory pounds away on Joe Henry. And then out of nowhere, Akira Tozawa, which I don't know what they're doing with this, jumps from behind. He takes out Austin Theory with a Hurricane Rana. Then Tozawa then sends Austin Theory packing to the outside. So I don't know. Maybe we get Austin Theory and Tozawa next week. That's the only thing I can think of. They need to get the hell away from this story. So now Roman did sign a 3-year deal. I'm aware. I'm well aware of that. But he also said that he will reevaluate everything after 3 years. Think about it. Yeah, he did. He did. He also wants to get into movies and stuff like that. So a lot of things can happen in 3 years. So we'll see where we're at after 3 years. People, there are people that, like CM Punk, he's almost 50 years old. So he's 46, 47. So anything's possible. But the contract is definitely for 3 years at this point. So we'll see when we got a long ways to go, 2.5 years left on the contract. They're not going to let Roman lose no WrestleMania. He already lost. He lost when? When's the last time he lost? At WrestleMania, 40? He lost at 40. He lost at 41 in the triple threat, and he won at 42. He beat Punk at 42, and he just won at SummerSlam. So he has lost a couple WrestleMania matches to to Cody at 40 and to Seth and Punk. Well, to Seth at 41, and he beat CM Punk at 42. I believe he's facing Dwayne Johnson, so I think he will win. So we see Jackie Redmond in the back with Big Cass. This was a little better from Cass, but I really think Kenzo needs to come back. She welcomes Big Cass back to Raw. He said no one expected what they saw. He grabbed the microphone from her. She asked why Javon. Big Cass says 8 years. Cass says he was left for dead in the dirt. Big Cass says it took him 8 years to get back here. Big Cass says nothing personal. You were in the way. Cass says he is here to stack bodies. Cass says you are just the first, and won't be the last. He said he's here to stack bodies. I'm just not really with it. So you tell me he's losing to Oba the first time he's facing him? I am not saying that. I am most certainly not saying that. I'm telling you that he's going to lose the title to Oba Femi. When he loses the title, it will be to Oba Femi. I definitely 100% can say that. I don't know when that'll be. They could have 2 matches. That's very possible. That's probably the best way to do it, truthfully. Roman never lied to us. He has not. So we see Jacob Fatu warming up backstage. He will be in action later on. We see Byron Saxton. He interviews Ethan Page. Ethan Page explains what went wrong tonight. Ethan Page says it looks like Javon Evans may have won the battle, but he won the war because Karma named Big Cass took care of him. Ethan Page refuses to reveal his plans. Ethan Page says he has no plans to stop chasing gold in WWE, specifically the Intercontinental Championship. Ethan Page says he vows to become the Intercontinental Champion soon. Good luck with that, Ethan, because Chad Gable's not dropping anytime soon. So we get the new WWE Intercontinental Champion who just beat Penta at SummerSlam, Chad Gable. His music hits. Makes his way down to the ring. The WWE Universe erupts. Will you deserve it? Chance. Chad Gable says last night was the single greatest moment of his career. Chad Gable then says he tried to earn everything he gets, and he got a couple people to thank. Gable then says he appreciates Penta for being the epitome of a fighting champion. Gable then calls Penta the greatest luchador in the history of the business. Chad Gable then thanks the WWE Universe for sticking with him for 10 years. Chad Gable says he delivered his promise and proud to be the Intercontinental Champion. And out comes the former Intercontinental Champion, Penta. He makes his way out to the ring. Penta said Chad Gable deserves to be the Intercontinental Champion and says they stole the show last night. Penta said he cheered to give Chad Gable his flowers. Penta says Chad Gable has his respect. Penta then called Chad Gable a true luchador and one of the best wrestlers in the world. But then out comes Dirty Dominic Mysterio. He's accompanied by JD McDonough. Dominic then calls himself the greatest Mysterio of all time. JD McDonough then tells Chad Gable his best match has come and gone. JD then says Gable lost the right to call himself a luchador. JD then mocks Penta for losing at SummerSlam. City, I'm not sure what you're talking about. City, I didn't mean to cursed. I'm not sure what you're talking about, buddy. Trying to see if there's anything in the comments. I don't see it. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about, buddy. So McDonough mocks Penta. Dominic then says Gable is keeping the title warm for him. Dominic then says the Judgment Day is collecting all the gold. Dominic then says he's done playing around and he can end Chad Gable's journey anytime. Chad Gable then thinks now is the time and says he wants a match. Dominic accepts the challenge. So we're getting a tag team match, not a singles match. Chad Gable and Penta versus Dominic and JD. So the match was off with Chad and Dominic. Chad hits Dominic with a butterfly suplex. Chad Gable then sends Dominic across the ring. Gable then snaps Dominic's leg and tags Penta in. Oh my God, my phone is a piece of crap. We've been going for an hour and a half, way too long. Way too long. Try to get through the rest of this. All right. All right. So Chad Gable sends Dominic to the corner. JD McDonough then causes a distraction, allowing Dominic to ambush Penta. JD McDonough is now the legal man. He hits a suplex for a count of 2. Penta then drops JD face first. The Judgment Day is back in control. Dominic and McDonough then continue to beat down on Penta in the corner. Chad Gable then comes in and hits a double clothesline to Dominic and JD. Chad then follows it up with a double super kick. Penta then launches himself over the top rope, wiping out the Judgment Day. Back in the ring, Chad hits Dominic with an angle slam. The fight then spills to the outside. JD then hits Chad Gable with a headbutt and sends him away. Dominic then smashes Gable's face on the announce desk. Back in the ring, JD McDonough hits Chad Gable with the back suplex. Dominic is not allowing Gable to make the tag. JD McDonough then comes in and hits Chad Gable with a snap suplex. JD McDonough then hits a standing moonsault on Gable for a count of 2. I'll get to your comments in just a second, Jenna. So Penta then hits a backbreaker and follows up with the Penta driver. McDonough breaks the fall. Chad Gable then hits the top rope and hits a moonsault, but Dominic gets his boot up. Chad Gable then applies an ankle lock. Dominic is screaming in pain as JD McDonough hits a headbutt to the back of Gable's neck. Penta then sends JD McDonough to the outside. Penta then follows it up with a Penta driver on the floor and nails Dominic with the gold. Chad Gable then hits a Chaos Theory for the 1, 2, 3. The winners of the tag team match, the WWE Intercontinental Champion Chad Gable and Penta. After the match, Penta and Gable hug and they celebrate their win. All right, so to the comments really quick. You guys are chatty tonight. Do you think MFT is completely done with Solo? I mean, I wouldn't. You never say never, but I don't think that that's what they're focused on right now. I believe the MFTs are going to win those tag titles back on SmackDown really soon. So, I mean, to say completely done is a really big vague word. I don't know. I don't know if they're completely done with them. I think they're done with them for right now. Solo has no one. He really don't, because Royce Keys is out and LA Knight, you know. Will Chad lose the title to Dom? I don't believe so. I don't think so. Not anytime soon. I mean, I'm not going to say that Dom may not, you know, that Dom may not win the title back, but I don't think it's going to be right now. So, why is Dom booking so ass? I don't know. I was talking about that last night on the SummerSlam show. I think Kingpin asked me something about that. Like, what do I think they could do? It's just he's in a really difficult position right now, being a AAA Mega Champion. I would not have had him lose to Danhausen, but I don't really know what he can do. I mean, he's on Raw, so, you know, besides the IC title, there's really not much that he can do. Vince Russo booking, I agree. It was just fucking terrible. It was terrible. Do you think Jacob is going to bring Solo? I do not. I do not. I don't think so. I don't think Solo is coming back. Not right now. Not anytime soon. Too much vampire guy. He's annoying. Vampire guy. Danhausen. Yeah, they're wearing him out, but they're not going to stop. So I mean, he's making them a lot of money. So we see Paul Heyman sitting in the back, still in front of the monitor. Brian Breaker walks by. Interesting segment here. Brian Breaker asks if Heyman saw. Brian Breaker then asks Heyman if he should do something about it. Brian Breaker then asked for help, and he asked Paul where Obafemi is. Paul Heyman then says he doesn't know where Obafemi is. Why would he? Brian Breaker then says, "You're right." Brian Breaker then says he thought Obafemi was Paul's new best friend. So they're definitely teasing something, but I don't think Paul's with Oba though. But they could swerve, so we'll see. Too much vampire guy, yes, I agree. All right, so let's go to the main event of the night. It's going to be a street fight. Royce Keys going one-on-one with the Bloodline, Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Jacob makes his way down to the ring, followed by Royce Keys. This is a street fight. Anything goes. We're almost 2 hours into the stream, which is crazy on a Raw. But you guys have been chatty. I like that. So if you guys would show up for NXT and be chatty, that'd be great tomorrow because it's going to be a really good show. So, the match starts off with both men exchanging strikes in the middle of the ring. Royce Keys then drives the shoulder into the midsection of Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu then hits a series of right hands. Jacob then misses a splash. Royce Keys then overpowers Jacob Fatu. Jacob then hits a running elbow. Jacob then sends Royce Keys to the outside. Jacob then hits a suicide dive, sending Royce Keys into the announce desk. Jacob then hits a series of headbutts. Royce then sends Jacob over the steel steps. Fatu then nails Royce Keys from behind and then smashes Royce Keys' face into the announce desk. Jacob then sends Royce Keys into the steel post. Royce Keys then clotheslines Jacob Fatu. Royce Keys then hits a running power slam, sending Jacob Fatu crashing through the barricade. Royce Keys then brings out a table. Jacob Fatu then sends Royce Keys back into the post and sends him over the announce desk. Jacob Fatu is now loading up the ring with steel chairs. Jacob then pokes Royce Keys in the eye. Then Royce Keys fires back with a clothesline and pounds away at Jacob Fatu and sends him into the steel steps. Jacob Fatu then hits a right hand, dropping Royce to the ground. Royce then attacks. He gets back up and attacks Jacob with a kendo stick. Jacob then hits an uppercut. Jacob then unloads with the kendo stick and is punishing Royce Keys with that kendo stick. Royce Keys fires back. He hits Jacob Fatu. He drops Jacob Fatu through a pile of chairs for only a count of 2. Jacob Fatu hits Royce Keys with a DDT on the steel chairs. Royce kicks out. Royce then hits a power slam off the top rope, sending Jacob Fatu crashing through the chair. Jacob Fatu then super kicks Royce Keys. Royce Keys then hits Jacob Fatu with a spine buster. Jacob Fatu then hits a Samoan drop, sending Royce Keys through the table in the corner. Jacob Fatu then follows it up with a moonsault. Jacob Fatu then applies the Tongan death grip. Royce Keys was busted open too from his mouth. At the end, Jacob applies the Tongan death grip and Royce passes out. So Jacob Fatu gets the win in the main event. The big story was after the match. Jacob Fatu isn't letting Royce Keys go. The referee has trouble pulling Jacob off Royce. Officials then rush to the ring to stop Jacob. But Jacob then attacks Royce Keys and applies another Tongan death grip. Royce Keys is now bleeding from the mouth. Jacob Fatu then says it is family business, and he hits 2 running hip attacks into the corner. Jacob Fatu then puts a chair around Royce Keys' neck. Officials come to the ring to hold out their hands to calm Jacob down. He kind of acts like he's going to get out of the ring, but he was lying to the official. Jacob Fatu then he wraps a chair around Royce Keys' neck and hits 2 more running hip attacks against the up against the turnbuckles. Jacob Fatu then sets up for the second one, but he stops short before he does to gyrate. He was dancing. And then out comes Roman Reigns. Interesting stuff here. He makes his way to the stage. He likes what he sees as he gives his nod of approval to Jacob Fatu, which is an acknowledgement. So Roman is proud of what Jacob Fatu. And this is telling the story. As I said, Jacob may be the guys who stick by Roman. The Usos or Jay especially are not going to like it. And Jimmy's been staring at that title. So Jacob's going to be Roman's right-hand man. They're building him up as a monster. So they're definitely, he's way more dangerous than Solo was when Roman had his first run. So Roman walks to the gorilla, and Rey Mysterio is sitting there. He shakes his hand. Rey says, just so you know, I am the general manager. She said, do you know that I'm the general manager at AAA? Almost as I do now, which he did before. He says, I want to chat with you about something for the AAA Worlds Collide show. And the show comes to a close. What could Rey Mysterio have up his sleeve for Roman Reigns at Worlds Collide on, I believe it's September 12th or September 13th. I believe, like I said, we get Roman and Penta over there. They're up against the AEW PLE, so in my opinion, that's what we'll get. I'll find out more information before Sunday. You like the ring girl NXT, Ren Sinclair? Yes, she has a match tomorrow. She's defending her NXT Women's Speed Championship against the NXT Women's North American Champion Zarya. So should be a good match. She is with Kendall Gray. Do I think they're going to go after Solo Friday night? I don't. Not yet. It could. I mean, it's possible. I mean, they can make it to where LA Knight just doesn't have any type of help. I don't know though. We'll see. It's a 2-hour show. It's possible. When is Logan returning? I haven't gotten an update on Logan. I think it'll be a few months though. Logan Money in the Bank. I mean, if he's ready, he's definitely somebody. I don't know. He's on Raw. And it's anybody that's over there besides a Roman Reigns or Obafemi or Braun Breaker. I just don't. Maybe a Jacob Fatu. I just don't see anybody winning that world title in the next 2 years. So it's tough for everybody that's on Raw right now, truthfully. But I think Logan is going to be a champion one day for 100%. So this has been your Raw recap, guys. Thank you guys so much. I will do a quick shout out. This has definitely been a longer stream. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Hit the like button on the stream. That does help me out. And make sure you guys tune in on Sunday, as there will be 2 drawings, as well as we're going to be doing 2 cash prize drawings. And I'm going to draw 2 winners that will get 1 month of my exclusive news channel in the Discord. I go way up here. Got a lot of comments. Holy shit. Shout out to Kyle the Man Anthony. You'll see myself and Kyle Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Queens of WWE episode number 8, which will be streamed live here on the YouTube channel, also on DW Television and DWE's Twitch as well. Shout out to the World of Greg, DW Family Media page. Make sure you follow World of Greg and the DW Family Media page. Shout out to I Am Luke Gotti. Kyle, shout out to the Tribal Kingpin. Shout out to the Wise Man for reposting the stream. Shout out to the CEO of DWE Miami. Make sure you follow him on X. I'll go through everybody from DWE shortly. Also, shout out to Dennis. Very chatty tonight. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. I had a couple more people. A lot of comments. Over 100 comments. Shout out to Greg again. Reposting from the DW Family Media page. Shout out to Peter Anthony Fernandez. Didn't ask me any questions about Guatemala today. Thank you for that. Kind of weird. Shout out to Leslie Capricenta. Thank you for coming in with your couple of comments. Hopefully you will be back. Shout out to Tyler as well. To Jake Paul. I believe that's it. On Tribal Kingpin on Twitter. Looks like he switched. Shout out to Jay Banga. Asking about Randy appearing on SmackDown. Yes, I believe we see Randy Orton this week. Shout out to Tyler. Whoops. Jesus, there's a lot of comments. I think that's it. Thank you guys for all the comments. Make sure you guys hit that like button on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, make sure you try to subscribe before Sunday. I have everybody on the list, so if anybody new subscribes, I will put you guys on the list. Make sure you're here Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be a long show because I got to put my news out, answer questions, and I got to do 4 separate drawings. So it's going to be it's going to be well over 2 hours. So we are live here on the EVP show on my YouTube channel. We're live on my X page. We're also live on DW Television X page. Make sure you follow DW Television on X. Everybody's affiliated with DW Television. Make sure you follow the CEO himself, Miami the Great. He will be live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Also on Thursdays with Inside the NFL Mind with Miami. You can find that on DW Television X page and also on Talk It Up podcast on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on to Miami and Final Boss Baby. She is the CFO and the HR of DWE. That's 2 B's, Final Boss Baby. You can also catch them every Saturday for DWE Radio on DWE Television X page, on Talk It Up podcast on YouTube, on Twitch at DWE TV, DWE Television, and also on Spotify as well. Make sure you follow the DW Family Media page on X as well, and the World of Greg, who was live earlier at 6 p.m. Eastern with Kyle and Anthony. As every Monday, they will do the Raw Rundown. So make sure you tune into that. Speaking of Kyle and Anthony, make sure you follow him. He's on the Rundown with the World of Greg every Monday, usually 7 p.m. Eastern Time. They run down the entire Raw card for you guys. Good show. I'll make sure you guys tune into that. You can also catch Kyle on Wednesday with his show. I am the co-host every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Queens of WWE. We will be live this Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for episode 8 of Queens of WWE. We'll be live on DWE Television, on DWE Twitch, on my X page, and also on my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys tune into that. Make sure you follow the Reckless One, Director Reg, After the Slam Podcast on X, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. The Smoke Session Podcast, and Sports Jedi Network. Everyone affiliated with Gimmick Table Media. I think MFTs will jump solo? They could. I just don't. I think their focus is away from solo. Haku has them locked into the tag titles right now. So thank you for the last question, Dennis. So I will be back shortly to tell you guys where you can find me on my social media platforms and what I have coming up for you guys for the rest of this week.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, Show Recap Prediction Sports
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
Thank you once again to everybody that tuned in to the Raw Recap live here on EVP Show, Monday, August 3rd, 2026. If you're looking to find me on any of my social media platforms, it is scrolling across the bottom of the screen in the blue with the white letters. All my links are in my bios. You can find me on X at EVPCJP. My YouTube page is pinned all the way up at the top. If you don't mind hitting that retweet button, follow me on X. I will follow you guys back as many as I can. I've been getting a lot of follow requests, so I can only follow so many a day. I got to go through my page. I'm going to try to do that on my off day, Saturday. Follow a lot of people that don't follow me back. I'm trying to get the numbers close back together so that I can follow more people. I have like over 100, probably 150 follows that I can't follow back, or I'm just going through there and doing them slowly but surely. You can also find me on my Instagram page. EVPCJP is a business account, but you can find my YouTube in my bio. You can check out all the videos that Miami the Great makes for my upcoming streams. The NXT videos are already out. Tomorrow, you will see the thumbnail for Queen of WWE posted on Instagram that me and Kyle Anthony will be on Wednesday night. On TikTok, you can find me at Brady the Goat 21. That's at BRADYDA Goat 21. Once again, that's a business account. My YouTube is pinned in my bio. You can find all of my upcoming videos in there. Last but not least, most importantly, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are not able to find my YouTube channel on any of my social media platforms, go to that search bar up top and type in at the EVP Show. I have over 1,000 live videos, about 500 or 600 YouTube shorts, and a couple of pre-recorded videos. If you are subscribed, turn that notification bell on and come and join me. Well, we are on the road to 400 subscribers, guys, when that will be another giveaway once we get to 400 subscribers. So thank you guys for that. Thank you for getting me to 300 before SummerSlam. So I got to set a new goal. The new goal is 500 subscribers before. Let me try to set a realistic goal before the end of the year. That's 6 months to get 181 subscribers. I think we can do it. I got 82 in like 2 weeks, so it's a very realistic possibility. Set the goal for 500 before the end of the calendar year. So what I have coming up for you next, tomorrow night, Kendall Gray defends the Women's NXT Championship against Lola Vice in her last match on NXT in an underground match. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for your NXT recap show. And then Wednesday night, I will be joining Kyle the Man Anthony, and we will be doing Queens of WWE episode number 8 at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live on DW Television, DW Twitch, my X page, and on my YouTube channel. Thursday night, we switch gears to reality television. Who won HOH? Who won the Power Veto? Who are the nominees? Will the Power Veto be used? Who won the BB Time Capsule? Who will win the BB Blockbuster? And who will be the final 2 people sitting on the eviction chairs? Who will join Rome and Ashley and Jason as the 4th person evicted from the Big Brother house? Join me Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern for the Big Brother Season 28 Week 4 recap show. And then Friday night, we will probably see CM Punk and Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton as they get ready to enhance these feuds that got started at SummerSlam. Join me at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time for your SmackDown recap show. And then Saturday, I'm off. But Sunday, come back. It is a big Sunday night scoops, guys. It's the biggest one ever. You guys have been killing it with the likes. That's why I've been giving away the free month of subscription to the access to my news channel. Let's show up and show out like we always do. 4 big drawings. Join me at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for Sunday Night Scoops with the EVP. And then come back later that night for my last LFG show of Season 3 at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the LFG Season 3 Episode 16 recap show. So that is my schedule for the rest of the week, guys. Pretty full week besides Saturday. I'm going to be going through my Twitter and trying to get rid of some of the people that I follow. It's probably a lot of bots. Twitter's crazy with that stuff right now. But thank you guys again for joining me for the Raw Recap Show live here on the EVP Show. I hope you guys have a happy Tuesday. I am the EVP from the EVP Show, the Golden Boy of DWE. DWE is the only place to be. You guys have a happy Tuesday and come back to join me tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time for your NXT recap show. Good night, everyone.